Well,
our well pump decided to retire from pumping water. I mean, it pumps, but it just doesn't pump up high enough to shut it off. So it just continually runs. So it's time to replace it with something else. Luckily, it was just on a weekend, so I can run around. The problem is everything closes really early. So I'm not going to tackle it this weekend. I'm going to do it on the Monday. So if I do need something, I can run out and get parts, pieces and bits and pieces, which I do have. So today I'm just going to lay everything out, figure out what I need, and make a list while I drink Lana's famous pina colada.
I can't do nothing with you.
Chapter 1. First things first, mount the pump onto the wall. So replacing the pump and tank didn't change anything, didn't solve our problem. So it's into the well we go.
I can't do nothing with you.
I don't understand how you're getting in that hole. I don't think I could fit in that hole. I don't think so. I mean, you probably could, but like you can't move around or maneuver.
Getting out, I think, is going to be tough. I'll probably need something to step on just to get. So the job today is to pull the well lines out, change the venturi end or the jet assembly with a venturi inside of. I don't know. It's pretty complicated. I've never seen it before. I'm just going by what I saw on YouTube. But I need to get all this done before Hurricane Fiona comes. She is on her way, so I need to get this done ASAP. That sort of explains why there was no footage of the pump and tank being installed. I had to be fast. I had to get the water was disconnected, and we needed water, and it's just time sensitive right now. So let's do it. bumblebee to help pull 80 feet of well line, and it was pretty heavy. I'm glad I had some help. Yeah, this here is the problem I've been having. I think, I don't know, just not building up any pressure. It's all calcified or whatever that's called. So, and I think there's actually might even be a pinhole in there. We'll get this taken apart, fixed. I'm ready to send this back down the hole, and then we can get some water, and maybe I can do some laundry. Well, it's all hooked up. Now it's time to do a test run. See if I fixed it. I just need to prime the system. Get all the air out. So there's quite a bit of air in the system, so I came up with this thing to help bleed it. Oh.
Okay, so we have been having a few issues with our well pump. It stopped, like, I guess, pressurizing, and so Mike had to replace the entire well pump system. So he did that the other day, and now, of course, we're expecting a hurricane. So in the midst of preparing for a hurricane, we're fixing the well pump. And hasn't really been going super well. There's a lot of brown water still coming up, and there's a ton of air bubbles in the system. So Mike's been like trying to pump the air bubbles out of the system. And in the meantime, we're trying to collect rainwater. We're supposed to be getting a hurricane tonight, but yet it is not raining. It's cloud cover, but it's not really raining. So we've got a few drips of water coming off of the top of our covered deck, and so we're trying to collect water. So we have water in case the pump isn't working. Until the rain and the wind comes, we are collecting rainwater. This is the color of our water coming up from the well right now, in the little spurts that we do get. It's pretty gross. So we've got a couple other buckets here that we're trying to collect rainwater in, which is not really working, which has a little bit of water. So that's the latest update on the homestead. So we'll see what happens, and tonight we're supposed to be getting the hurricane. So in the meantime, I'm just preparing the house and making sure we have everything that we need. This is just our dinner. So this is what we're having for dinner, Mexican. We've got our little lanterns here in every room so that we can have light in case the power goes out. And the most important thing we have is our storm chips, in my opinion. You know, you can't make it through a storm without potato chips. Am I right?
Storm beers.
Mm-hmm. It's got to have some storm beers.
Cape Breton.
Is that a Cape Breton beer?
Yeah.
And also, the other day, I made some of these. Can you open that? This is our... you can't really see it because I had to cut the candle a little bit, but that's just a candle stuck in some vegetable shortening. So this is our emergency candle, and apparently these will burn, well, the bigger jar I think burns for 72 hours. So this one probably a little less than that. It's quite large. I can't remember how many ounces that is. And over here we also have a little candle and heat unit, same thing. And over here we got a buddy heater, which is a propane heater, which we have hooked up. It's in the corner. We have a propane tank out there sticking out the window, and that should keep us warm in case the power goes out. Because as you may know, our fireplace, our wood stove is still not installed yet, and our pellet stove dismantled. So we don't have any of that heat at the moment, but it's not going to get that cold, so we should be okay with the buddy heater. Is it burning? Oh, we probably got to cut a little bit more of that candle. Well, it started raining, so we are catching some water so that we can do some basic things, since our water pump is not working well at the moment. And oh wow, our water barrel over there is totally full and overflowing. So this is pre-hurricane at the moment. Not sure when the hurricane's gonna come, but we've officially battened down all the hatches. We moved the truck away from the trees. The shop's all locked up. The shed's all put together. All the stuff's out of the yard. Greenhouse, we had to strap it down just in case it decides it wants to blow away. And the deck is all cleaned off except for the dog. So the rain is quite strong right now. So we're getting quite a bit of water in our containers. And our rain barrel, makeshift rain barrel, was overflowing. So Mike is now filling up a bunch of buckets with it so we can flush the toilet.
Dry.
Yeah, the well is not dry, but it sure is ugly water and not fun to bathe in or wash dishes in. So rainwater is the water of choice right now. So we've got a collection of buckets. We are doing our best to be prepared. We'll see how it goes. I can't see the generator from here, so we'll get it at a different angle. Okay, so the storm seems to have passed us now, and I'm just coming outside pretty much for the first time to see what it's like out here, to see if there's been any damage. We really didn't get that much of a storm. Not too much rain, like a little bit of rain and some, little bits of wind, but not really that bad. I mean, I've seen way stronger storms before. It was really just like a rainy day with a little bit of wind. So we got pretty much nothing. Everything seems totally normal. So as you can see, like, our property looks pretty much the same as it did yesterday. There's no trees down, no limbs, no nothing. Not even like some of the dead branches fell off. Like, we're so fortunate that nothing happened here. Still, there's actually more gusty winds right now than there was yesterday. We heard a little bit of stuff last night in the middle of the night. We heard I heard some things blowing around and shaking the windows a little bit. But nothing crazy. I don't see any signs of destruction. We had the power go off last night for about, I don't know, an hour or so. It went on and off a few times in a row, and then it stayed off for about an hour, but we just turned the generator on. We continued watching our movie and turned the heater on and snuggled under the blankets on the couch, and we were good to go. So yeah, it's a little update. Unfortunately, I think it hit Halifax and Cape Breton and Sydney pretty hard, and then PEI as well, I think, parts of PEI. So yeah, anyways, in case you're wondering, we're safe, everyone's well, everything's good. There's really no issues here. So we're just gonna go on about our day. Hopefully the winds die down. It is freezing out here, though. That's one thing they're saying, I guess, is that it's brought like a lot of cold wind up. So it's like a, what do they call it? A tropical ice or tropical snow or something they called it on the news today. I don't know what that means, but anyways, yeah. So we're all good. Everything's good. Homestead is in place and everything is looking fine. So anyways, till next time.
So the fun isn't over yet. I tried to bleed out the air out of the pump. It would not bleed out. So I inspected down the well and there's something gurgling. So I gotta pull the well lines back out and inspect for issues. Luckily, Fiona has come and gone, so it's cleared up. So it's gonna be the best day for it now before all the stores are closed. Maybe we can get some water. Oh boy. Was this fitting here. I don't know, the threads weren't sealing for some reason, so I tried to save myself a buck by using like a PVC piece, but I'm gonna have to go with brass, so I think it'll seal a little bit nicer. It's a lot of thread tape, but I'm not taking any chances. Okay, so we'll bleed this one last time before I call in a professional. All right, that was successful. What a pain in the butt that was. So we got water constantly now. It's a little, yeah, it's a little brown still, but we got to flush all that out. So now I can just clean up and have a beer. My final thoughts, it's good to be able to fix things yourself. A lot of my problems could have been solved if I had consulted a plumber first, but I don't know any of them around here, so I just sort of had to wing it. But other than that, I think it's done. It's beer time. Job well done. Yeah, feels good. So now we can do laundry, much needed laundry. Once the water's been drained out, the brown, it's like iron. We don't want that in our clothes, staining our whites. Not like I have any whites, but I wear the same damn clothes every day.